Should be able to hear me now. So it's been a little while. The more astute of you may have noticed that there's no videos on my channel anymore. They're still there, they're just unlisted. I haven't gotten my thoughts together or anything for this one, but that's sort of the vibe that we're going for a bit more these days, because I don't know, just given that everything's running through filters, we're about to see the rise of AI and everything, whatever that's going to mean. I think it's just kind of good just to get back to basics in a way and do what YouTube was good for originally, which is sort of more vlog type content. Basically, I stopped making videos because I realized that I was just trying to appeal too much to leftists on Reddit, which is such a dumb thing to do. Because I don't know, I've never come at this from a traditional angle, and I've gone back through some of my old sort of political videos that again are now all unlisted. And it's just not how I think about things. It's never really been how I think about things. I was trying to prove myself, I guess. But I think I know what I want now a bit more from YouTube, I guess. And it's something that's a lot more something personal, idiosyncratic. Idiosyncratic, I think, is probably the word. So I'm going to give it another go. I'm on uni break a bit now. I'm about to start an honours in psychology next year. So I've got a couple of months where I'm not doing too much. And so this seems like something that might be good to dabble around in. So I've kind of been going through a bit of self-transformation over the last few years. A lot of that's been kind of gender-related and a few things like that. Because, I think I'm finding my place in the world a bit more now. I'm starting to figure out who this is. Because there's a lot of different, seemingly conflicting things about me, I guess. I'm a weird person to be sometimes, because obviously I've got pretty radical politics compared to just sort of mainstream electoral stuff. I'm going to be a clinical psychologist down the line. I've been a Christian my entire life, but the kind that tends to have more in common with a lot of atheists and sort of new agey mystic types than Christianity per se in some respects. But at the same time, I do also fit within the church. It's complicated. And then I'm queer, which is a weird thing on top of that. But then I'm also raising a young family at the moment. I always feel like there's part of me that kind of comes into conflict with whatever situation I find myself in. I can never be all of me at once. Because there's part of me that's just, you don't want to be a Christian in a queer space. You don't want to be a queer in a Christian space, You don't want to be a scientist in a new agey kind of a context either. And yet I am all those things all at once. And so for those of you who don't know, which will be most of you, I've actually been helping create online church services for the church I've been part of, which started up in 2020 when that was the only way that people could access church. I had the technical skills to be able to make it happen, and I helped make it happen, but then it's made church services more accessible to a lot of people who weren't being accommodated beforehand, and so we've kept doing it. And it's been really rewarding, but then that's also expanded out into a podcast, which there'll probably be a title card come up or something. I haven't decided what I'm doing in post yet. And we've done 6 episodes of that, and that's been also really interesting, but I've been able to a little bit start opening up about my queerness and how that's influenced my Christian faith a bit. So if that's interesting, seriously, check out Open Ended. I'm really proud of the first series that we did. We're going to be making another series in 2024, which will be very exciting. So why am I saying all that? again, I didn't really get my thoughts together before this, but I think through doing that and being able to be someone who's studying to become a clinical psych, someone who's queer, and on a Christian podcast, I got to be more parts of myself at once than what I normally get to be. And I'm starting to get more comfortable being more of me at once. Not quite all of me at once, but we're getting there. It's a work in progress. And this person that I am is not the person who made all the videos that I made on my channel beforehand. And so I stopped. And there were a few videos that I wanted to keep up, but it felt weird having just like a couple of them available. So I've decided I'm just going to blank slate start over in some ways. If you're one of the almost 500 people who are still subscribed to this channel, I hope you'll hang around. Obviously, it's up to you. Subscribers don't really mean much these days anyway. And I'm also not really making this for numbers either. I'm doing this because I need to get my thoughts out. I need to get, because down the line, there's going to be peer-reviewed stuff with my name on it going out there. And I kind of like the idea of just having a space that doesn't have to go through quite as much rigor in order to get published. And also just to build up a backlog of just things that I think, and so that my process of figuring all this out can be recorded somewhere. Because, I don't know, I don't want to have this one work at the end that kind of summarizes all this stuff that I figured out. And I don't think I will, because every time I think I'm writing my magnum opus, then I end up making another magnum opus afterwards anyway. But yeah, I don't know, I want to get this part, the bit of figuring out, down a bit more. Because that's been the great thing about doing Open-Ended, the podcast, as well, is that it's been this process of becoming and of figuring out. Yeah, I did actually have over 500 subscribers at one point as well, but it's dropped back since I stopped making videos. But I'm pretty happy with that, 500 people, that's not nothing. So, yeah. I'm still editing videos for Catherine, for her channel, and that's still been really rewarding. It's been really cool seeing how her style and what she's doing has kind of grown and evolved. And we talk about, what she wants to do with her channel, all the time. And yeah, that's been interesting. And but through part of that, that's gotten me thinking about what I would do if I had a channel again. So yeah. There's not really a lot of actual information in this other than I'm hoping to make a few more kind of videos like this, and because I think I know what I want to do with it now. And so if you want to find out what I want to do, stick around. The next video is one that I've been meaning to make for a while, which is the full rundown of my experience of being non-binary and figuring my gender out and what my gender even is and stuff. And that'll be also for people who know me personally, because I've been quite confusing for other people about that. So thanks for hanging out for a sec. We'll hang out again. Yeah, let's hang out again soon.